The goal of bringing you consumer stories is to, in part, provide some insight, and that's why all this week our Allison Gormley is going to be bringing us advice from community members.
Yeah, I love that she's doing this. So she'll tell us a little bit about the person, then ask all of them the same 3 questions. Well, today, the Teacher of the Year tells us what's the deal.
For Brandon Denning, a successful day starts before sunrise.
I get here over 2 hours early every day.
The Indianapolis Public School Teacher of the Year spends his time prepping lesson plans he thinks will make middle schoolers care about math.
Bringing about like real world opportunities and real world connections to the math is something that instantly creates more investment than, hey, here's some numbers and letters, go solve this equation.
For example, letting them plan their own new Indy 11 Park project.
They were able to take some of our scale factor units that we're talking about right now and create their own map of what they would make 11 Park like if they could design it. Well, let's go for it, River.
And since kids can be tough critics, we thought Denning would be a good person to answer our 3 advice questions.
What's the best way to win someone over?
I think just really investing in who they are as a person and getting to know them. I think being a really good listener is a great starting point as well, because once someone knows that you value what they think and what they feel, then they're going to be much more receptive to hearing what you think and what you feel.
How do you motivate yourself when things start to get tough?
Yeah, so I think a huge part of this is really surrounding yourself with a positive community. So at work, I think a huge thing that can contribute to teacher burnout is when you're surrounded by people that are getting burnt out themselves. So making sure that you have a really good group, and I have an awesome group of colleagues here. So when I'm feeling down, I can kind of talk with them and they can help lift me back up to a right mental space.
And what's the best advice you've ever gotten and why?
I feel like this is kind of specific to, my dad shared this with me when I was young and I grew up playing sports. A very short phrase and nothing necessarily unique, but he would always just tell me to let it rip, which means just like give your best effort at whatever you do.
Helping us go into the new year as better listeners, surrounded by support who encourage us to let it rip.
Join me later this week when I ask a family judge and an Indianapolis Motor Speedway standout some of those same questions. Allison Gormley, 13 News.